Chamber Eve, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Insider Wrestling Podcast. And as you can see, we are all here tonight. My co-host Jeff, Tazzy, and Jody here. And there's a mysterious voice that's in the background as well. Hello, mysterious voice. It's been a long time.
Hello.
Brandy has joined us tonight. So,
yay!
Yes, so we are officially all here. And we are here to talk about, of course, Elimination Chamber, which is tomorrow night. Before we do that, make sure that you come and join us for the stream. We will be starting at 6:45. That will be everyone you see here, and maybe another voice tomorrow. Brandy, are you going to join us for the pay-per-view as well?
I am.
There you go. All right. Well, there you go. So the whole crew will be here for the first time in a while. So awesome. So let us talk about Elimination Chamber. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to go, of course, not a whole lot of matches, and one match is kind of not really figured out yet. So we'll talk about the matches. We'll talk about who we think our winners are going to be. We'll talk about, you know what, let's do it like we did it with the Rumble, and let's go with who we think will win and who we want to win. So we'll do it the same way we did it the last time with the matches. And then, of course, we will talk about some theories as far as, you know, surprises, things like that we may see happen, which obviously will, you know, with the match for Raw, it could be a lot of, you know, what we expect to see as far as Bray is concerned, or Alexa, or whatever. So without any further ado, Jeff, are you excited for the Chamber? And we'll go around the ring here.
I am extremely excited for the Chamber, and that's the first time I think we can say that in a while. I mean, no disrespect. I don't mean it in a disrespectful way, but you know, it's actually exciting. You're looking forward to what's going to happen and who's going to replace Lacey Evans and all this stuff. I mean, there's so much chaos surrounding it that it's like, okay, I'm absolutely pumped up for this.
Very true. Yep, very true. Let me welcome some people in, and then I'll go to Jody, and then we'll go to Tazzy. We'll get their thoughts. Brandy, of course, and then we'll get into this thing. Rusty Shackelford is here. Hello, Rusty. John Cena Gamer 0809. Can't wait to talk about the Fiend. Chad Schrader, what is up, Joe, Jeff, Tazzy? Plus, I didn't know Bo Dallas and Liv Morgan are dating. They are. In fact, they have a farm together. So how quaint is that? They have a farm together. And who knew? Like, they're raising pigs and chickens and cows, and nobody knew.
Oh my God! They kept a farm.
Maybe Liv will end up being in the Wyatt family indirectly. Maybe she'll be.
Can I just say one thing about that?
Sure.
You know, you've got Bray with JoJo, and now you've got Bo with Liv Morgan. Let me tell you something about them Wyatt brothers. They know how to pull women. That's
obviously so. Yes, obviously so.
They got game for sure.
The comments when that came out were priceless. Like, everybody's saying, like Bo Dallas be like, "Man, I'm sitting at home collecting money from WWE, and I have Liv Morgan." Woo! I'm like, nice. Yeah.
Man, living his best life. That's for sure.
Anyway, so yes, that is true. That was a thing. Big Dan says, "Okay, gang, are you ready?" I said, "Are you ready?" Yes. James Chadwick, what's up, man? Butterspark says, "I'm ready." Let's see. Dan T, hello to you. Sean Suslowitz, hello to you. Sapphire's here. Hello, Sapphire. Kevin Correa is here. Hello to you. C Wrestling is here. Hello to you. Big Boy Dally is here. Hello to you. Let's see. Nathan Salas is here. Hello to you. We've got Azan White is here. Hello, Ola. Yes, Ola. We have Chris is here. Hello, Chris. We have Cult of Wyndham 83 says, "Hey guys, hello to you." We have Sean Rousset is here. Hello to you. We have Jesse Callan is here. Hello to you. We have Delanio. What's up, party people? What is going on, man? We have Who else? Chris is, of course, talking about what he made for dinner to get Jeff.
Not fair at all.
Every stream now. Every stream. It used to just be Impact, and now he's just hitting Jeff up every single stream. Every single stream. I made stuffed pork chops with cream spinach with baked apple slices and had ice cream.
Hey,
wow. Wow.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. James says, ever since I had the COVID vaccine, I felt like crap. Yeah, I've heard that from some people. That seems to be a thing. Wrestling Lane is here. Hello, Wrestling Lane. How are you? All right. So, Jody, excited?
I'm ecstatic. So Chris's favorite pay-per-view is always Royal Rumble. Mine's Elimination Chamber. So I'm super excited.
Very cool. Did they have this last year? I don't even remember.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was going to say, I thought it was in Philly, or it was supposed to be in Philly. But I can't remember, like, back, I don't know. Like, yeah, last year's like a big blank. And I'm just, I'm trying to remember. I mean, I know we wouldn't have done it because we weren't around then. So, yeah, I couldn't even remember if they had this last year, but okay. Okay. Jody's excited. Tazzy. Tazzy's always excited. So,
dude, it's a elimination chamber party, baby. Man, I've been excited since yesterday. Can it be today? I think I'm ready to go if we can. And Jeff music just got me going hype right now. It's gonna be a good. I'm all over the place right now. I'm juiced. There's gonna be some prizes. There's gonna be some craziness. There's gonna be shenanigans. I can't wait, man. Let's go.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
The word of the day is shenanigans. Yes. We love that word here. Brandy, are you excited about the Elimination Chamber?
I am so excited. Everybody here at the Hot Tag Hacienda is very excited. The only thing I can't figure out is how I'm going to eat popcorn while we podcast.
Well, you know, there's always where there's a will, there's a way. So I'm sure we'll figure it. I'm sure you'll figure it out. Hey, you know, it helps to not be on video when you're doing it. So you've got it. You've got it a little bit easier there with that. So
this is true.
All right. Elimination Chamber last year was a Raw Women's Championship #1 contenders match and a SmackDown Tag Team Yes, John Cena Gamer. Thank you. You are correct. Sunny Wolf is here. I'm just going back and forth streams. If my internet will let me, the storm messed up something. Well, there's something you don't hear all the time. Sunny's internet being messed up. No. Drift Lewis is here. Hello, Drift. Drift, I hope you haven't smashed through any walls lately. We haven't seen you. So I hope you're not breaking your walls in your house. Randy, when the Fiend sticks his hand down his mouth. Good Lord, in all caps at that. Kyle Martins is here. Hello to you. Let's see if anybody else. I think we're okay. All right, let's get underway with the matches, shall we, Jeff? What do you have as the first match we're going to chat about here today?
All right, man. So obviously this isn't going to happen, and WWE has not updated their graphics. So yeah, this one, Asuka versus someone.
Well, we probably know that Lacey Evans isn't going to win, so we could probably eliminate that right off the bat. Yeah, we have not heard any update on this, so I'm guessing they'll announce it tomorrow, maybe later tonight. I don't know. I mean, they could always cancel it as well and just not have it, but I'm guessing there will be another challenger for Asuka. So let's play this way. Let's go around table and say, who do you think is going to be the replacement for Lacey Evans? So since Tazzy have got evil laugh going right now, Tazzy, who do you think is the replacement for Lacey Evans in this match?
You guys ready for my crazy mind? Here we go. So this is a perfect time. I know to stop playing or anything like that, but this is the perfect time to have a rematch from last year's WrestleMania. I am seeing Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte for the Raw title for WrestleMania. How do we do that? Rhea Ripley will be challenging Asuka for the title.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, we have seen pictures of Rhea's new look, and we haven't seen her yet. So everybody's kind of assuming she'd show up on SmackDown. Nobody really knows. Okay. Good call. Yeah, good call. Jody, who do you think? Do you agree with Tazzy, or do you think we get someone different?
I would love to say that, Alexa Bliss would step in here, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm going to go with either, knowing WWE, I'm going to go with either Charlotte or Peyton Royce.
Yeah, Peyton seems to be a popular choice. That's been out there. So, yeah, it could. And Charlotte, yeah, Charlotte's another one because obviously she'd be turning on her partner. So, yeah, both popular choices. Let's see. Patrice is here. Hello to you. Tyler Hahn is here saying hello. Hello to you. Venomized Joker says, I'm here. Hello to you. Rumors are that saying Raw women or that women's tag title match is replacing the Raw Women's Championship match. Okay. I mean, like I said, there may not be a match at all. They may not do this at all. Jeff, what are you thinking here? Who replaces Lacey Evans?
I mean, Peyton has been getting a lot of traction, so that's one. Honestly, I think it may be a returning person that hasn't been around for a while.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Do you think Becky?
I don't think Becky just yet.
Rhonda?
I'm thinking maybe Rhonda.
Jeff.
That's a good one.
That's outside of the box. I know that's not what everybody thinks, but if you want to bring some more shock to this pay-per-view, you go ahead and you make that call and see if it can happen.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. That'd be cool. That certainly would be a shock. Brandy, who are you thinking replaces Lacey?
I would like somebody like Nikki Cross, but I can't believe I'm about to say this. This hurts. I wouldn't be surprised if they put Lana in.
Lana. Oh boy! Wow. Okay.
That hurt, dude.
Okay. Well, that would certainly be different. Nobody would expect that for sure. All right. Well, I'm gonna say, man. No, I'm going to go with the consensus, I think, and I'm going to go with Peyton. Again, it's been around out there. Now, that could be anything. It could be a swerve, or it could be just dirt sheets being dirt sheets. But I'm going to go with Peyton. I think, I don't know, it just kind of seems like an obvious choice. And obviously that they were kind of rushed into this after the storyline on Monday or finding out, whenever they found out. I think that they might have had to scramble a little bit. And while it would be awesome if you got returns by anybody. Now, Rhea could have been there, but while it would have been, it'd be great to see Ronda come back. I just don't know that they would have had the time to make arrangements to get her there. I don't know how close she lives to Florida, so I'm not sure how much doing that would take. But yeah, I'm going to go with Peyton. I think Peyton replaces her. Obviously, if there is a match, if that's true, what the comments were in the chat, then maybe they're just not going to have it, and that could possibly be too. But if there is, I'm going to go with Peyton. Now, we'll go around table. So let's just say whoever it is. Who do we think is going to win? You don't have to say who that other person is. Just say whether you think it's Asuka or her opponent. I'm going to say Asuka retains here, and only because it was thrown together kind of impromptu now without Lacey being in there. I don't know that they would have given Lacey the belt here. It might have gone on for a little bit, but I think that Asuka will retain against whoever she faces. Now, unless it's a huge name. I mean, if that's if what Jeff said comes true, then all bets are off. But I think Asuka will retain, and I think she'll go on to Fastlane with that title if she's going to wrestle there. If not, I think she takes it on to WrestleMania. Jeff, what about you?
That is a good question, my friend. I have Asuka retaining against the field, whoever the field ends up being. I say Asuka retains, but if it is a big name, if my wild, crazy thought process, if it comes true, I still don't think that they would take the belt off of Asuka here. Maybe Fastlane, but not here. So I've got Asuka retaining.
Okay. Yep. Tazzy, what about you?
If Rhea's a surprise, I say Rhea wins just because of the story. But if anybody else, I think Asuka's could keep the title.
Okay, fair enough. Jody, what about you?
I'm gonna go with Asuka because I love Asuka. She's fantastic, and you know, that's why because she's
okay. And Brandy, who do you think wins?
Asuka.
Okay. All right. So with the exception of Tazzy with Rhea, if Rhea shows up, it seems like we're all in consensus of opinion that Asuka will be a winner. So, okay. All right. Let's move on, shall we? If this match still goes on, we'll see. But there you go. So let's move to our next matchup, Jeff.
All right. This is one that they did put up. The Women's Tag Team Championship. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler against Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair.
Are they really going to do the thing again where they had, like, when they had Bayley and Sasha being the champs? Are they going to go back that route again? Like, you know, try to relive the magic where they had that before and give them the, you know, have, you know, again, we'll go back to Sasha being Sasha 2 belts, and then Bianca will have a title, and then we go back that route again. Oh, man, I don't know. This is going to be a good match. However it shakes out, I think this is going to be a really good match. You know, both of these teams obviously have they've both got good, you know, I mean, Shayna Baszler versus Sasha could be an incredible match in its own. Bianca's been on fire lately. I do think, and I mean, who I want to win, who I think win are going to be the same here. I think it's going to be Bianca and Sasha Banks. I think they will win. Now, if they do not, something's going to happen that's going to cause them not to, whether it be something like shenanigans on the part of Baszler and Nia Jax, something along those lines, something weird happens and causes them not to win. But I think for me, I think they're going to win. I think they're going to win. I think they're going to win the titles. And I think they're going to kind of try to rekindle the magic of what they had last year. Tazzy, what about you?
I don't think Sasha and Bianca will win. It's just the fact that I feel like one of them was going to turn on each other. I have very interest in this match because it involves me in a couple weeks. So the way that they have the storyline set up, I don't think they're going to put Bianca in. It'll be fun. It'll be really cool to have Bianca back in NXT, but I still think they'll go that route. I think the way they have the storyline is Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. I think that's what the storyline going.
Okay. People are talking about Reggie. Yes, Reggie's getting a hell of a lot of airtime for a guy who's a concierge. They said, boy, Vince really likes that kind of stuff. He'll take a guy like that and like James Ellsworth and just vault him to the top for no reason whatsoever. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, does this guy interfere? I have no idea. Is he going to come off with the storyline where he's infatuated with Sasha? Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that could be something that we might see. Something along those lines might happen. Now, whether who said Big Dan said Sasha turns heel before WrestleMania. It could happen. Yeah, Sasha's been a good heel before. I would think they would keep Bianca as a face. So yeah, that could happen. Let's show love for Reggie. Says this on White. Oh boy. Oh boy. Sonny says I believe Sasha and Bianca will put up a good fight, but Nia and Shayna will end up winning. Jody, what do you think?
I'm going to kind of go along the same lines as you, Joe, but I'm going to swerve it a little bit. I actually think that Nia and Shayna will retain due to shenanigans between Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair.
Okay.
I think they're going to get into it.
Okay. Yeah, it certainly could. And of course, that would be leading up to their match at WrestleMania. Right now, they're just kind of in that phase where they're showing respect to one another. And, we all know what happens there. When you know they're going to end up having a match, the respect's going to turn into jealousy on one side, and it's going to all fall apart. Because that's usually what happens. So, all right, fair enough.
It's going to be a hell of a match, though. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I think this should be a good one. Brandy, what do you think?
I want to see a huge singles rivalry between Bianca and Sasha, so I think that Shayna and Nia retain.
Okay. And lastly, Jeff, what are you thinking, man?
I think Nia and Shayna retain because I don't think we get a clean finish. I think this one's going to get a little bit messy in the end, and that's going to set the match for WrestleMania between Sasha and Bianca.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Fair enough. First we had Santino has Santina. Are we getting Reginald has Regina? Oh God. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. Big Boy says I think Nia and I think you mean Nia and Shayna will win because they already did the thing in NXT. Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair will bring more numbers in NXT with them. Women's tag team titles, says Janelle Jackson. Only person I know. What are you talking about, Chris? Only person I know around booze more is Tazzy. Where did that come from?
What did I do? That must have came from the after party from last night. That's part of that.
Jesse says Reggie's got personality though and awesome moves. I feel like we'll get a heel Sasha. Yeah, you're probably right. I think if any of them turn, I think it's going to be her. I mean, it'd be a big swerve if they made Bianca a heel. I think at this point. So yeah,
it would be a big shock though.
It would be.
Yeah,
it would be.
I wouldn't hate it.
No, I don't. She could do either one. I think either woman can play either side of it, but it would be really shocking, I think, if they did turn her heel at this point. But we'll see. All right. So what is up next, Jeff?
United States Championship match. Bobby Lashley against Riddle and Keith Lee.
Wow, this could be a barn burner of a match here. I mean, we had Riddle against Keith Lee a few weeks back. Those guys know each other very well from NXT. They had a brilliant match, and I mean, the size of Keith Lee and Lashley should be something. The immovable object against the indestructible force kind of a thing there. This is interesting. Man, I'm gonna let Jeff. Why don't you go first on this one because this one's gonna be a tough call.
Yeah, and you put me on the spot first, man.
I did.
Oh goodness, man, this is gonna be a heck of a match. Hard hitting. I don't know why I think this. But I think they want to get some gold around Keith Lee's waist.
Okay.
And I think this could be a good way to do it, even though I'll just say it like this. I don't think Bobby Lashley wins. I think that eventually they're going to do something more with him. I don't know, but I just get that feeling. So I think it's either Riddle or Keith Lee, but I'm leaning Keith Lee just because I think maybe they want that more than Riddle with the belt, although they push him to the freaking moon. So,
what do you think the ramifications are of not having MVP?
tough.
Hmm.
That I mean, it doesn't mean others can't come out, but that's tough.
Yeah. Okay. James Chadwick saying Keith Lee turns heel and helps Lashley to win and joins the Hurt Business. That would be pretty cool. I could be into that. Yeah, especially now, like I said, that they're down MVP. That would be a cool turn of events. That really would be a cool turn that they turn basically. That would then indicate that he kind of turns on Lashley. You'd have a double turn at that point. Then Lashley would go against them. Okay, all right, yeah, that would be different. Kyle Martin says, "Hi, I'm back." Butterspark says, "I'm going to say Lashley here. Keith Lee, if it was one-on-one with Lashley." Rusty said, "This is a toss-up, but I have a feeling Riddle will win." Wow. Okay. Jody, what are you thinking?
I think this has the potential to be the match that steals the night. Kind of that, wild card, I guess. This could potentially be the match that makes the night, other than the Raw Elimination Chamber, of course. I'm going to go with Keith Lee because MVP is not there. I think that's going to sidetrack Bobby Lashley a little bit. And I think it's time for Keith Lee to get some gold.
Yeah.
Stick that belt around his waist. He's earned it.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be interesting, but Keith isn't a follower type. And what happened to MVP? MVP has an injury to remind me. I forgot what his injury was, but he's going to be out for a bit. It's was it an ankle injury, Jeff? I can't remember now.
I can't remember.
I remember
leg or something. I can't remember.
Leg, ankle, something like that. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm guessing he's going to be out for a while. I agree with Jody. I've been thinking this match might be really good, says Jesse. Yes. Leg injury. Kyle Martin says, thank you. Yes. So unfortunately, he is going to be out for a little while. They did say in the report. So, all right. Brandy, what are you thinking in this match?
I think there will be lots of shenanigans and Keith Lee.
Okay. All right. Another vote for Keith Lee. Okay. Tazzy, what are you thinking?
I can't remember who said. I think it was Jeff that said this. And can you imagine Keith Lee in the suit? That'd be so dope.
Oh my God, wouldn't it? That would be awesome.
That'd be so dope.
That would be awesome.
I do say this, and this might sound weird. You guys might get it. I don't think Bobby Lashley loses, but he loses, which means Keith Lee is going to pin Riddle for the title, and that's more likely. And that's more likely. That's more likely. They're going to have to do a rematch. I think this is the perfect time for Bobby Lashley to get out of that picture and get to a bigger picture, in some sort. Depending how the Raw Elimination Chamber goes. But yeah, Keith Lee, I definitely think is going to get the title. He deserves it. I mean, he's been through a lot already this year, so I Keith Lee all the way, man. Go NXT.
Wrestling Lane says Bobby wins and Brock returns and attacks him, setting up a match at Mania. I mean,
Brock
look,
ain't coming back until there's fans in the building.
Yeah, I kind of don't think so
Can't pay him
either.
enough.
Yeah, I kind of think they would save that, but who knows? I mean, anything could happen, but I don't think a Brock return to get him to come back. I don't think you're going to put the words Elimination Chamber in front of him and coax him to come back for it.
Right.
He's the time. He's he's at that point now where, and they are saying, when he does come back, that he's going to want to put people over, which is cool. But if that's the case, he's going to want to do that on a grand stage, and I just don't think Elimination Chamber is a grand stage for him. So that's a good point.
Mania.
Yeah, if he does come back, it's going to probably be for WrestleMania. I would agree, and if not, then I don't think that he'll be back at all, because it's one of those things where that would be the only way you see him come back. All right. Well, I am going to go with I'm gonna go with. This is so tough. I'm gonna go with Keith Lee as well. I think it is time for him to get a title. We all know, we've heard the rumors that Vince likes Keith Lee, so I am gonna go with Keith Lee here as well. I think that with all the reasons you guys have already said, and I think it's a good point. He doesn't have to pin Bobby Lashley, so Lashley doesn't need to look bad. He could lose the belt without being pinned. And then obviously it would lead to a quick rematch. And that could even be at Fastlane. So remember, guys, too, you're in a time now where you can have someone lose and get it right back in Fastlane. So if they want to do that and they want to just switch it right back up again, this would be the time to do it. Like if Roman was going to lose a belt and he could get it right back to the following pay-per-view. Now, I don't think it will happen with Roman. But if they wanted to do that, this is the time that they could do it. So Jesse says, poor Riddle. Yeah, I don't think. Well, look, he's getting his face into these matches, so he's being put in these bigger matches, so at least he's getting time, which is good. So Jesse's just sad about Otis turning heel. Jesse's upset. Otis turned heel. All right. I think someone should super glue socks and boots to Riddle's feet. Says Chad.
Wow.
Well, hey, look, he's living that surfer life. That's what they do. But yeah, I think Keith Lee's going to win this, and I don't think he's necessarily going to pin Lashley to do so. So yes, I think it is time for Keith Lee to win it. How long he's going to hold it, I don't know, but I think that this is going to be Keith Lee's match as well. So, okay, what is next? I think we've got just the chamber matches left, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct.
All righty.
SmackDown.
Well, now.
Jeff, you sound so excited.
I am.
Cesaro, Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, King Corbin, and Sami Zayn. This is going to be very interesting where they go here. Now, you would think traditionally that it won't be a heel that will win this, that it will be a face that will win. So a lot of people, I think, are going to say, well, Kevin Owens has had it's way too many opportunities now, so they don't think, no, Kevin Owens isn't going to win this. Daniel Bryan, he could be the big underdog story, of course, that they were talking about. They were even saying Daniel Bryan was going to win the Royal Rumble, so he's kind of right back in it again. Jey Uso would make an awesome story if he won it, because then he would have to fight Roman, although I don't think they're going to do that now. Not now. I don't think that's going to happen. We've seen that before anyway, and that we know how that turned out. Corbin, no. Corbin's probably got the least odds, I would say, of anybody in this to win. So, no. Corbin isn't winning. Sami Zayn is very interesting to me, and I almost, and we're gonna say who we want to win and who we think will win. I would want to see Sami Zayn win. He's my want to win. Just because of the fact that I love the whole thing he's doing with the conspiracy angle and all that kind of stuff, and woe is me, and everybody screws me over and everything like that. I would just love to see him go. Now, he wouldn't beat Roman, but after that is over, he could end up saying, see, this caused me to lose, and I got the shaft, and blah, 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 and he could do that whole thing again. So he's the guy I want to see win. Who I think will win? Cesaro. Cesaro has been pushed. Now, I know he's getting an angle with Seth Rollins. So obviously, whoever gets this and wins this match isn't going to win the title. They're not taking the title off of Roman. So that's not going to happen. This is basically just to give this person a push and have them look really good against Roman and of course not beat him. So, and Cesaro, to me, now that he's going on to fight Seth, no better way to springboard him even further, and it looks like they're really getting behind him. So I'm going to say that Cesaro wins the match, and but my pick to win it, my fun pick to win it, would be Sami Zayn. So, Tazzy, what are you thinking?
You remember when we was talking about, like, I think we talked about what, like, the last month or the month before. This is what happened when you make your champion way too good, because then now you're like, it's not believable. But my want to win and I'm pretty sure this is what's going to happen. I think Cesaro was going to win, and I would love to see him against Roman because I'm pretty sure those two can put a great match on. I keep forgetting that's another match. So we got 3 more. Okay, I got you. I can see some things. You know what? I'm gonna throw this on a limb. Just throw on a limb. What would happen if Cesaro versus Roman and somebody interferes in a way for Roman to lose the title, aka a Kevin Owens, for all the times that deal all the things he did with him? Can you imagine Cesaro as a champion? You might as well have Cesaro versus Edge. That'll be a great match too. So you can go either way. It's crazy right now because this is a great time of the year. So I'm gonna go with Cesaro, and hopefully he wins the title.
Yeah. Okay. Big Dan's talking about the Shield. Interesting. Although, if they do that, okay, if they're gonna do Seth and Roman, I think that's down the road a ways. Because that could be a WrestleMania buildup, and I really think that they would save that maybe until next year if The Rock can't make it. I think then you may see Seth and Roman. But I don't think that'll happen now because I think it's pretty clear that Seth is going to be fighting Cesaro. But yeah, I think people in the chat, I think C Wrestling said something about somebody interfering. I think he said Edge. That Edge Edge costs Roman the title. Roman can go crazy and get it back at Fastlane to face Edge. Yeah, I mean, again, if someone's going to lose and drop a belt, you're only going to lose it until Fastlane and then get it back. The only thing you wonder there is, does that take away Roman's invincibility? So does that take the luster off of it a little bit because they make him out to be such, you're not going to lose. So I don't know. I don't know. Jody, what do you think here?
Here's what I want to happen. I want Cesaro to win because I love Cesaro. I think he's fantastic. He's one of my top 3 favorite wrestlers in WWE. So I want Cesaro to win. I think he's going to win. How I would like to see that roll out, because if this actually happens now or down the road, I will lose my mind. I would love to see Cesaro go up against Roman and Seth interfere. Whether or not he costs Roman the belt, whatever, but just to get some kind of interference with Seth and Roman, and it leads to some feud between Seth and Roman, I would just lose my mind. Because oh my gosh, I would love it. So I think Cesaro is going to win. I hope he wins. I'm excited.
Yeah, it would be really cool to see him. Look, I've always liked him too, and Jeff and I praise his work a lot on the show. Look, he's just one of those guys that just comes in, does what he's told to do, and you don't hear a lot from him. You don't hear a lot of backlash. He's not on social media yapping a lot or anything like that. He just comes in and just does what he and now they're reciprocating. It looks like they are bringing him into the spotlight now. Yeah, but that's a good point. Maybe Seth will come out and maybe Seth will run in and it'll kind of look like, okay, the former Shield member, like Big Dan said, is helping his old teammate actually not lose the title. But right. Yeah. So yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
I would be sitting here like,
that would be cool. That'd be a cool run-in. Yeah, that would be a cool run-in. Everybody will be thinking Shield stuff. So, Jeff, what do you think, man?
Oh man, I know what's coming, and still I just can't prepare. I would really, really, really love to see Cesaro win. I mean, really love to see him win. 2 things. One, I don't want it to be I don't want him to get shortchanged with the title run. I don't want him to be a guy that just gets to that Elimination Chamber just to give it back at Fastlane. I don't want that.
Yep.
So if you're gonna do it. If not, then do it with put somebody else in that spot. I think Daniel Bryan is gonna win.
Okay.
I think he's going to win, and I would not be surprised because the other part of this match is whoever wins this goes up against Roman tomorrow night as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, they're going to have to turn right around and wrestle, man. I don't know. I just think I think Daniel Bryan will win it, and I could see Roman maybe dropping it through shenanigans.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So Daniel Bryan, Brandy, what are you thinking here?
I have a couple things here. First of all, you cannot underestimate the talent of Sami Zayn. I would love for Cesaro to win, but I agree with Jeff. He deserves to be a long-term champion. My pick is also Daniel Bryan because they've planted the seeds of, he's the underdog and can we have another yes movement and that type of thing. I also want to add that with the Roman storyline, I want to see them do more with the family angle. I feel like they've kind of dropped the ball on that.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. Fair enough. So are we all in agreement then pretty much that Roman is going to retain or no? I think a couple of us said that he could lose due to shenanigans a little later on. What are we thinking about when the timing of this is going to be? My thing with this is I think this starts the show. Mm-hmm. I think this opens the show tomorrow. And I think because the fact that the person is going to wrestle Roman later, I think that this opens the show. And then I think the match with Roman will be the next to last match. I don't think it'll be the main event, but I think it'll be the next to last match. What do you guys think about that? I just think that it gives it a little more. You're not rushing right into that second match, so I think it gives a little bit more time to kind of settle. So I think this may start the show. What do you think, Tazzy?
Yeah, because we got 3 other matches besides the Elimination Chambers.
Yeah.
You normally when you have something like this, like Hell in a Cell or like a TLC or something like that, you normally try to split them up. So you try to do one in the beginning and one at the end. Yeah. So yeah, this is part we'll be able to finish the match unless they do something crazy. Let's do crazy and do it back to back, which sucks. But hey, I see some crazy things in my day.
You never know. James Chadwick says Rikishi could help Roman. Oh my goodness!
Wow!
Oh my goodness! Wow! Cesaro will have to fight him as soon as the cage goes up. Roman makes the rules. Yeah. He definitely is making the rules. Yes, that is very true. That could be. Jeff, do you think this starts the show?
Yeah, I think it starts the show, and then we get Roman and whoever wins co-main event.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Jody, same thing.
Yeah, I heard a rumor that it was going to be starting off the show, and the men's the Raw Elimination Chamber was going to be the main event.
Yeah, I think that just kind of makes sense. And Brandy, you think the same thing?
Yep, I agree.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it just makes sense that way. So,
hey,
Jesse Callan says maybe, but Roman is playing a jerk, and I could see him coming out right as the match ends. He could, yeah. I mean, he could. You can hear his theme music, and him and Paul Heyman might hustle down there, and you could. They could do that. They could do that. Okay. Well, we know what match we're at. So. Not only will we pick a winner and pick who we will want to win here, but obviously the big fiend in the room will be talked about as well. Are we going to see Bray Wyatt at the Elimination Chamber is the question. So I will start. Jody, you can finish up here because I'm sure you're going to have some stuff. We all talked about this. We talked about this a little bit after what happened on Monday Night Raw. If you missed that, we had an after video for the first time on a Raw, actually, I think. So that was kind of cool. And we came on and talked about it.
We may have to do it again after the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's true. Well, I mean, we're going to be on already, so that would just be equivalent to just talking later. But yeah, so all right. Here's my thoughts on this. Man, I was going back and forth. I did really. I mean, the story with Randy winning this is that whole circle thing. And going back to history and what happened to Bray is going to happen to Randy. And then he wins and then he drops it to Fiend at Mania. Didn't make sense to me at first because I'm like, do they want to give him that belt back? But then I thought there are a lot of good reasons for it. The story writes itself. Okay. Mm-hmm. Secondly, and this is what goes through my head because I try to think of things as like a realistic or a marketing standpoint sometimes. Is Drew versus Sheamus a WrestleMania main event? I don't think it is. And for that reason, I think they would be more suited to letting Randy win the title, right? Now, how does it play in if that's going to be the case and he's going to get what he wants? Then what happens? Do we see Alexa come out? Do we see her being like all happy and kind of, like giddy and celebratory because he won and the plan is creating itself and the plan's going forward? So is she all happy and giddy that Randy won? And then Randy gets kind of confused because now all of a sudden, wait a minute, you're costing me the title, but now you want me to win the title. So Randy would be puzzled at that point. And does Bray come out? So my quick answers, I'm going with Alexa here, and I'm going. So Randy Orton wins. That's what I'm going with. It's really. I was going back and forth with him and Drew. They were the only two people I was looking to pick here. Randy Orton wins, and then I think that's when you get the creepy. You might get the Pop Goes the Weasel stuff. You might get the creepy music, but I think at this point, I think it's only Alexa that comes down. I don't think we see Bray yet. Now, I know we were talking about this, and it's so hard for me to say because I really want to see him, and I want to see whether he just grabs Randy or something happens where he shows up somehow, but we don't see him yet. But I think that and I think that the music and all that kind of stuff plays a little more into the Alexa's Playground thing, and I think this is just Alexa who shows up at the very end when Randy's in that ring and he's celebrating and he's holding up that title. Now, that would also be an opportune moment for something to happen with Bray, but I'm going to let it there. So who do I want to win? At this point, I want Randy to win because I like the storyline. And like I said, the storyline writes itself. And I just don't think that whoever faces Drew, if it's one of this bunch, I don't think it's a WrestleMania main event. I just don't. I don't feel that it's big enough. And I don't think it's a WrestleMania main event. So I'm going with Randy. And do we see the Fiend? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say I think this is just Alexa's show. So, all right. And Jody's chomping at the bit. So, Jeff, go ahead. Yeah, I'm going to let Jeff go next. I told you, Jody, I'm holding to the last.
I am going to try my best to speed through this because I am anxious to hear Jody's thoughts on this. I don't want to take up too long. So here's what I want to happen. I want Randy to win it, and I want there to be not necessarily a Fiend sighting or maybe even it's just a new mask that we see flash up on the screen, and that's how we cut away to end it. That would be cool. What I think is going to happen, however, is that I think, and people are going to say I'm nuts, I think we could have AJ Styles or Jeff Hardy win. And I'll explain why. I think that at the end of this, Randy is going to be with one of those two guys. And I think it's going to be Randy, kind of getting the better of it. He hits an RKO, and then boom, we fade to black. Something happens. We either see Alexa, we see The Fiend, or we see whatever. I think that costs Randy the belt. I think we get a little interweaving between the Fiend storyline and Randy, but Randy also feels like he's owed another title shot, which he gets at Fastlane and wins it there, thus setting up the match between Randy and the Fiend at WrestleMania.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Brandy, what do you think?
RKO, and you get a sense of the Fiend, as in you hear a laugh, or you see the lighting, or you hear music.
Okay, all right, so another vote for Orton. And Tazzy, before we get to Jody, go ahead.
I'll try to make this as fast as possible. Right now, my head is like, everybody know I'm a Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt fan, so my head is going like, yeah. But I still think we get a copy and paste in a way. We're getting a copy and paste from The Undertaker, where we get basically The Undertaker buried alive when he was the American Badass. Then he all of a sudden it was a lot of teases with Kane and everything like that. And that was going all the way to WrestleMania. The only problem is we didn't have an extra pay-per-view back then. That's the only thing. But here we go. You guys ready for this? I think AJ Styles wins. And I think AJ Styles will go against Drew at Fastlane. Now, as for Randy Orton, I say we get Alexa Bliss, but we get teases. And we don't fully get the Fiend until WrestleMania, which is right. It's the right thing to do because Bray, like I said, deserves that crowd because he's been the, I'm not saying the golden child, but he's like the second of the golden child to deserve, a crowd where, he gets a good pop. So we'll get the new Fiend and everything at WrestleMania.
All right. So, Jody, go ahead. And then afterward, we'll talk about because I see people are talking in the chat. Like, will there be surprises in this match? I think so. And I think you're going to get it before. And we can go over that as well as to what we think we're going to see. But I think we'll get somebody saying Kofi gets attacked before this. I think something may happen like that. And we'll talk about that. But Jody, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay. I think we all need to get ready because our appetites are about to get partially satiated. I think we're going to get our appetites whetted just a little bit. And let's just look at all the facts. We've got Alexa getting even more dark and creepy every week. I'm looking at what happened on Raw. You look on Raw and watch that segment with Alexa Bliss again. At the very, very end, the lights turn red, and she starts laughing. To me, she just summoned him from the underworld. And I think that she saw him, and I think that's why she started laughing. The lights turned red, and I think that she saw him and what this new character looks like. This, not new character, but re-envisioned Fiend looks like. And I think that's why she started laughing. Like, yes, it worked. He's back. Yes, I'm excited. So WWE definitely wants you to think that he's coming back. There's clues all over the damn place. They are pushing Fiend merch lately. Bray has been active on Twitter in the past couple of weeks when he had not been for over a month. He only liked a couple of things, but so the WWE shop merch. You get that thing with Alexa saying that in the future he's coming back. You have Pop Goes the Weasel song where it doesn't belong in that kind of promo. So WWE definitely wants you to think he's coming back. I do think he comes back to a certain extent. I think Randy wins the chamber because this is a whole circle. 4 years ago, Bray won that belt in the Elimination Chamber. He lost it to Randy Orton at WrestleMania. I think that's exactly where this storyline is going to go. He's going to win that belt. We're going to get some shenanigans from Alexa. I think Alexa and The Fiend are both going to be a part of this. I think most of it's going to come from Alexa, kind of like you said. She's real happy. She's excited. She's like, yes, he did it. But at the same time, we get glimpses, hints of this new reimagined Fiend. I don't think we see him fully, as in his entire body and his entrance, until WrestleMania, because you can't ask for a grander stage for a new entrance. It's the first time they're going to have fans back. It's in a massive stadium. It's Wrestle Freaking Mania. That's where that's going to happen. We're going to get that whole picture at WrestleMania. But tomorrow, we're going to get glimpses of it. Either, we'll see a shadow, or, we'll see something in the distance, him walking, or he'll do something similar to what Undertaker did for Bray when he was promoting an entire WrestleMania match by himself. He set the rocking chair on fire. Things like that along the way. I wouldn't be surprised if Funhouse Bray comes back on Monday, or he starts to reappear on Raw, kind of like he did when The Fiend first came out. You get little glimpses here and there. Maybe you see part of a face or a flash of a new mask or something like that. So we're going to get something for sure. Can't wait. I'm going to apologize in advance because I will probably break everybody's eardrums.
Well, we said we're going to practice, so we have to start low. Somebody has to start going, and then it'll be and then Tony will just scream at the top. So we've said that we're just going to do that. We'll try to make it choral instead of just all screaming and marking out at the same time. How people are mentioning The Miz. Guys, listen, The Miz is not winning a title. I'm sorry to tell you if you're a Miz fan, but he's not winning. If he uses the briefcase, he's not going to win it. He's going to just drop that briefcase. So he's not winning. How cool, though, would it be if Miz did interfere and if Randy won and then Miz came out to pin Randy and Alexa stopped The Miz? That would be pretty awesome to see that. But so the surprises we were talking about, let's talk a little bit about that quick, because I think one of these people, I don't know who, it could be Kofi, it could be I'm thinking it could be Jeff Hardy. One of them is going to get wiped out, and it's going to be Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman is going to be in this match. We saw the glimpses of it. We saw him talking to Adam Pearce, and then we said, make it happen, call Shane, whatever it is you have to do. Now, this could be starting a program with Braun and Shane, which could end up happening at WrestleMania, but Braun is going to make it into this match. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't know who he's going to take out to do it. But Braun is going to be in this match. So that can lead to a lot of stuff in itself, because Braun took a mandible claw, and Braun we saw a little bit of change, but we didn't see a complete change in Braun. They were friends before, so you could have something going on there as well. So what kind of surprises do you guys think that will happen here? Let me go to so what kind of surprises do we think can happen? Jeff, do you think we might see like one of these people not make it into this match?
Absolutely. That's as plain as I can say it. Definitely someone's not going to make it in, whether that's, like you said, Jeff Hardy, Kofi, heck, it could be Sheamus.
Yeah.
You never know. But I think something will happen, and we'll get something different.
Okay. Tazzy?
I'm looking at it, and it looks like it probably will be Jeff Hardy not making it. You gotta keep Kofi seeing it. You gotta keep you want to have a mixture in these type of matches. Like you want to have high flyers, you want to have like strongmans and stuff like that. So yeah, I love Jeff Hardy, but he's not really needed. So yeah, I think Braun will take over for Jeff Hardy.
You can even start an angle between those two if you want.
Right.
If you want to have Braun take him out, then start an angle with Jeff Hardy and Braun going forward. If you want to do it that way, and of course he, goes after revenge for the fact that Braun stopped him. Look, Jeff needs to get away from the whole Elias thing and everything else he's been doing anyway. He needs to get something new started up. So having him going up against Braun, of course, obviously big size difference. So again, you got the guy that's the major underdog going up against the big giant. So it's always a good, storyline. So maybe something like that. Brandy, do you think we see somebody different coming into this match that is not expected to be there?
Sure, but I also don't think I can name anybody, like as far as who's going to be kicked out of the match, because Vince can always change his mind 5 minutes before the show.
True.
I heard that the script wasn't even finalized yet. So.
Yep. Vince is writing as we speak. He's saying this is gonna be good shit. That's all he's saying right now. Whatever he's doing. All right, Jody, do you think that one of the entrants may not make it into the match?
I think it's definitely possible. But I think the big shenanigans of this match is going to be, I would like to see, and I think it's possible we could see this, Randy getting messed with the entire time he's in that pod.
Yeah.
With little things. You may want to be on puppet watch at that point. Maybe we see a puppet pop in, or, his lights inside the pod start to go a little funky or something like that. Alexa and Bray are going to mess with him as much as they possibly can.
Somebody in the chat mentioned this. Do those pods, how many pods are there?
4.
Okay. I was going to say, the positioning of those 4 pods. Somebody in the chat said, could that pentacle end up showing up right smack in the middle of that ring at some point? That would be pretty cool.
Depending on how it works out, and if Randy ends up winning, you could have that moment where we do go to that alternate ring inside the fun house, and you have Alexa sitting there in that pentagram again in the middle of the ring. So it's very possible that we get that alternate ring moment where they kind of teleport to this other place and they have some kind of interaction there. And they come back and he's just standing there like, what the hell just happened? I can definitely see something like that happen, but I think they are going to mess with him as much as they can. Definitely be on top of watch, because I think it's going to happen.
Yeah, that could very well be. You might start to see some crazy things. You might see lights going on and off. You might see different things appearing and disappearing.
You might hear a laugh here and there.
Yeah, that very well could be.
Be advised. About 3 years ago, they decided to put lights inside the Elimination Chamber. So be advised of that with red lights and everything like that.
Red and purple lights, because they have different colors now. So you could get red and purple lights.
Yeah, I mean, the things they could do with that, with the Thunderdome is incredible, as we saw with all of Alexa's faces all over that entire arena, which was really cool. And then seeing her from above in the screen above the ring. So again, like some people were saying, you don't necessarily need to see him. Jeff was saying it could just be a partial, like a shadow or a face, or like Jody was saying, it could be smoke, it could be, and they just could put things up on the screens, and you may not see anything. You could hear a laugh. You could hear you could hear the Fiend's laugh. Let's take it a step further, because I just want to hear from every one of you about this, and I think Jody touched on this a little bit anyway. And we know now we're getting close, right? We know we're getting close to a return. Whether it's going to be tomorrow, whether it's going to be Fastlane, whether it's going to be Mania, we're getting close to a return. So this is a curiosity for me, and you guys in the chat can chime in. What is Bray going to look like? What is Bray going to look like? Because, man, oh, man, if he is working with Savini and Jason Baker again, this could be
And Kyle.
off the wall. Well, of course, I mean, Kyle would have drawn it initially, and then if they went back to a drawing board and make it, and listen, guys, the minute he shows up, whenever it is, WWE shop is going to have a page and a half of all the new merch and all the new t-shirts and all the new masks and all of the new stuff, and it's going to be out there. What do you think he's going to look like? Jody mentioned the thing about Freddy Krueger. I like that. I like a half kind of a burned look where he may not have the dreads because the hair would have burned off. So you might have a whole entire side of his face burned and
Like
all like,
Two-Face.
yeah, like all like black and that's kind of what I'm hoping to see. We've seen that again in slasher films with obviously Freddy Krueger's whole face. We've seen it with when killers would get burned with their masks on. That happens a lot in slasher films, and the mask kind of melts. I know Michael Myers has had that done where his mask melted all over his face. So could go with something like that. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But what do you guys think he's going to look like when he comes back? The chat saying I think he will look a little different, maybe a melted mask and burned clothes. Rusty said, I think we get a silhouette in the shadows and some smoke effects of the new Bray. We've been told we've seen nothing yet, so it's going to be epic, whatever it is. Half melted mask, very creepy. Yeah, like, I mean, they can really go. Like, you can have one eye kind of like coming down this way and have it, it can be extremely creepy. So you wouldn't really see the white anymore. It would look very, very different. But what do you guys think, Jeff? What do you think he comes back looking like when he does arrive back?
I think whatever it is, it's going to be what we saw before on 10. And I think it's going to be creepy. I think it's going to be way darker this time. I don't necessarily think it's going to be a burned mask or anything like that, because I think at this point, maybe the fire cleansed him and he's now the form that he really should. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, whatever it is, it's going to be dark as hell. But I think that we could be a little bit surprised. It may be more demonic and devilish than anything else. But I want to hear what Jody has to say.
Go ahead, Jody. What are you thinking?
I've had Freddy Krueger vibes since that all happened. I'm not quite sure what it's going to look like. I could see them trying to go more close to the original sketches of the. I think their plan, obviously I don't know anything, but I think their plan is to present this re-envisioned character as dark as they possibly can in order to get the most back from WWE. Obviously, when Kyle drew the original sketches of The Fiend, WWE told him to bring it back because it was too dark. So I think they try to push it that way, try to push it more close to what the original artwork of The Fiend looked like. I like the idea that Jeff said that the fire cleansed him. So maybe they don't go for the burned look. Maybe they go for more of that demonic, terrifying look. I could see that too, because the Fiend is supposed to be this unfazed, untouchable kind of person. But here's the thing with you talking about his dreads. If you change his hair, you can't have Funhouse Bray come back before, because if his hair is different, people are going to notice.
True.
Anything is different about Funhouse Bray's appearance, people are going to notice. because you just can't not. So if they're planning on Funhouse Bray coming back and doing some teases like he did with the original Fiend, I don't think they're going to do anything with his hair unless they color it to make it more like the Superstar Ghost Stories Man in the Woods, because he did say that was yellow, so maybe they go more yellow. If anything, they may color them. He may go back to the blonde, but whatever it is, I'm 99% confident that Kyle and Jason Baker and Tom Savini Studios are involved in this, and it's going to be freaking epic.
If you guys have not done so, the design that he initially drew, and we talked about this many times, was a design for the Joker in DC when the Joker's face was cut off. Literally, they cut off. There was another villain in that. Professor Pig. I want to say that was his name, but basically the dude was like he got the Joker and he sliced off, around his face. And basically left him with nothing but a bloody mess underneath. And then Joker ended up getting that piece of his face back and kind of hooked it into, with metal hooks, used it as a mask in essence and pulled it back over his face. That's in essence the kind of look that he went with. Very, very dark. And if they do something like that, yeah, you're looking at a completely dark thing, which would be really, really like, look, USA Network said they want dark. That's what they said.
And they got dark on Monday.
That's
Very
what
dark.
they said is they want more, they want darker. So that could certainly be the case. Tazzy, what do you think Bray looks like when he comes back?
Can you imagine the USA Network people on Monday? They go like, "Oh my God, look at this!" But
yeah,
I'm looking. I'm thinking in my head. I'm thinking, how do I want the Fiend to look? I wouldn't mind keep the blonde hair, but have some black in it, so it could be a little burnt in a way. If that makes sense. And the mask. Oh, here's a teaser for you guys. Well, not teaser, but it happened before. I saw the Fiend on a dark match, and he had black pants. So I don't know, did that make any kind of sense or anything? Is it possible he could? He was just sporting he probably just sported for one day, but it's possible he can go all black.
I would like that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see the mask being a little more blacker, maybe. But yeah, I mean, just have some. I don't know. It's I'm excited.
You have to remember they have to keep it functional as well.
Right.
I'm sure that is a huge challenge.
Yeah. He has to be able to wrestle in it, obviously. And I think a lot of people have asked, and I've had this asked of us on the insiders on Twitter. People ask why Alexa doesn't keep those contacts in. Probably can't wrestle with them. Those are very, very white contacts, so she probably can't see very well. A lot of times when you get those really thick painted contacts that she has, it's going to make like a ring basically there that she's looking through, and it's probably blurry, and she probably can't wrestle with them. So,
that's one thing I think we will see in this new Fiend character. I think he will have 2 different colored eyes.
Oh, okay. Brandy, you have talked about classic characters quite a bit. Do you think that, we know Mick Foley's one of your favorites, and the different faces of Mick Foley. What do you think? Is he going to come back as something completely different here, or is it just going to be another version of what he already was, just darker?
You guys know I can't get a lot out of the visual here, so I'm going to go with a little bit more of a sensory kind of perspective here. I'd love to see him in a bodysuit a la Kane, although not red and black. It could be all black. It could be, maybe some purple in there, maybe some white. But as far as the sensory perspective, lights, I can see the lighting being different, more colors, more changes in the lighting. They have piped in smells before, and I would not be surprised if when people are back that they pipe in kind of a burn smell. when he comes
Ooh.
down.
I dig that.
Wow.
That and maybe more vibration in his music, more not necessarily a grunge feel, but more of a sinister music as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you hear Alexa's getting new music?
No, I didn't really.
You didn't hear that?
No, I did not. Wow.
Alexa's, well, it's the rumor mill, but apparently Shazam picked up another version, a different song titled WWE Alexa Bliss. I forget what the name of the song is now, but it's supposed to be dropped in 2 weeks.
Ooh.
But
Okay.
here's my other thought about the sensory perspective. What if he comes back with a voice box?
Oh.
Well, that would be creepy as hell. Like you mean like
Talk anyway.
you mean disguising his voice or something like that? I mean, obviously, if he would do something like that, you would get a hell of a much more creepier version of Funhouse Bray. Instead of the Funhouse Bray we have now, you would get. I mean, because the Fiend would be more the supernatural character. So he would be the one who would come back as the supernatural form. But what if
here's the question. Does Funhouse Bray change?
Well, that's what I was just going to say. What if Funhouse Bray is the one who got burned, or what is the one that is now deformed, like she's saying, and talks differently and looks differently and stuff like that as well? Yeah, That's a great point. That's a great point. Yeah, that can very well happen. Look, it's whatever they do. I think it would be a great point, and people had mentioned this too. Jody mentioned this before. You and Jeff probably talked about this on Abby's at one point too. Do we get vignettes then leading up to the arrival? Do we get something similar to what we saw with the Funhouse leading up to the actual arrival of when he does come back? And what is it going to look like? Are they going to start all new? Is it not going to be the same? I mean, we saw the sign, so obviously there's ties, but is it going to be completely different? Are they going to do things in a very different way? Is the Funhouse Bray personality gone? I mean, is it gone? And like Jeff said, he's cleansed now. So if that's the case, are we going to see different personalities now instead of Funhouse Bray? Could it be different? Maybe.
What if we see the Funhouse looking like what I would imagine the inside of the Wyatt compound to look like after it was burned down?
Yes.
So what if we see the Funhouse looking fire eaten and the wallpaper falling off, or things have been just looking like a dilapidated place that was on fire?
And then at WrestleMania, instead of what everybody was saying, they were saying it for actually this, I think, weren't they? Or no, even Rumble. But what everybody was saying, it's going to be a cinematic Firefly Funhouse match. Maybe it's not. And maybe it's going to be a cinematic Wyatt compound match instead of a cinematic Funhouse match. Like I said, everything could change. Things could be different with all aspects of the character now, not just the Fiend. It could change for Bray as well. So, really, really cool. Really, really cool. Circus tent drops Funhouse Bray change, says Deanna. That circus music is another factor. Like, where is that coming from? And I mean, the pop goes the weasel thing. Yes, could there be a lot more meaning to that? There certainly could be. Moda says we're getting a revamped Funhouse look, so kind of the same but slightly different, and a new phrase.
What if we see it in reverse? So it started with the Firefly Funhouse. Now we've got Alexa's Playground. What if we see Alexa's Playground kind of bringing Funhouse Bray back the way he brought Alexa into the Funhouse?
Yeah.
Because they are mirror images of one another. So what if we start to see Bray come back at Alexa's playground instead of the funhouse? You can still have the puppets involved.
Yeah,
But
Tassie's mind just blew.
If Bray is changed, wouldn't the puppets be changed as well?
Mm-hmm.
That's another possibility. Yeah, like yeah.
If you're thinking sales wise,
the merch ideas.
If you change Funhouse Bray, look at all that merch there too.
Oh my God, you could see Vince at the boardroom table. You're gonna give me some new puppets. You're gonna give me a new house, and I'm gonna make a ton of money on all of this new stuff. Oh my God, yeah, dude. Like it is. He's a merch. Look, that is a merch extravaganza right there, because you basically then can relive the entire thing that you just did. Why do you think they stopped those boxes when they did? Mm-hmm. When everybody talked about that, you guys mentioned that they stopped those boxes. They went 1 puppet, 2 puppet, 3 puppet, 4, and then they gave you a Fiend box. Mm-hmm. Why do you think they did that? You not think that might have been planned? And now you can start all over. You can do the whole damn thing all over again and do the boxes again and bring new boxes out and do another, whatever he's going to call himself. This can start all over again. And you don't think that when he went in there and pitched this idea to Vince, that Vince wasn't smiling this wide, thinking to himself, oh my God, I can do this over and over and over again for what, 4 or 5 years? That you're going to just keep changing this? What is there not to like about that? So, yeah, man. Dan T just said we need an Alexa's Playground swing set. Don't be shocked.
You have an Alexa box.
Don't give no idea.
Do you not think that that the people who make the action figure, you don't think Mattel is not already designing anAlexa Bliss and already designing a play set for her? Dude,
of course.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Fun fact. Do you guys notice that the Elimination Chamber looks like a circus tent? Just the shape of it?
It does.
Thank you for telling me, Tazzy. I had no clue.
Yes, it does. It does look like that, yes. Yeah, it certainly does. Oh man, guys, it's look, it's fun, isn't it? There it is. I mean, you couldn't get a more close thing to it. I mean, to a circus atmosphere. Oh, could you imagine if they because the tents, of course, they have, when you go inside of the circus tent, the tent is actually around all these kind of steel girders. Could you imagine if a big blanket comes down and envelops the entire thing? And then the blanket comes back off, and that's when all of the kind of stuff happens. There's so many things that you can do around this. It would be unbelievable. And what's cool is
the name of Alexa's new song is called "The Fury."
Ooh. Interesting. Okay. Well, there you go. That doesn't surprise me either, because look, I mean, if they are heading toward anything with her and Randy until Bray comes out, there it is. Where is that on? Spotify?
No, it's on Shazam. It says it's supposed to be dropped in 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. Well, that would put it in time for Fastlane, which there were a rumor that was saying it was going to be Alexa versus Randy at Fastlane. So that could be when her transformation could be completed as well, right when he comes back. So if she's still transforming and not complete yet, her transformation could be complete when Bray makes his way back as well. So if she's going to have a mask, or if she's going to have anything at all on her face, that may happen as well as soon as Bray comes back. So, look, this is amazing because, again, we're able to finally talk about this. He's been gone since, my goodness, it seems like forever. He's been gone since December.
December 20th.
Alexa, yep, well, there you go. December 20th.
You're welcome.
Alexa has been killing it since he has been gone, so we've had the story able to continue. Whereas if this had happened before, by this point in time, everybody be like with torches outside of the WWE headquarters, being like, "What the hell did you do? Why is he gone off TV for the? Yeah, why is he gone off TV for the last 3 months?"
We're almost there. We're almost there.
Yeah, and it's cool. I mean, you're bringing this around again, whether or not he does come or show up tomorrow. But look, the hint of it is there, and now it makes everything must watch. It makes everything must watch. C Wrestling says, guys, if you're a Fiend fan, whatever happens tomorrow, please share that moment with other Fiend fans. Don't let your experience be ruined. But yeah, look, it's not the time for that. It's really not.
Yes.
If you
Uh-oh.
No.
fan of this kind of stuff, look, just be a fan. Just guys, just enjoy it, because this is the kind of stuff.
Okay, there you go.
What's going on?
You were.
What the heck is going on?
You were in the Twilight
freezing.
Zone.
What's happening? The
You
feed
were
is.
freezing.
Oh, I was freezing. Okay.
Yeah.
I was freezing. The feed took over my internet, apparently.
Oh no.
That's horrible.
No, those are some negative, those Nancy negative Fiend fans. That's
It was all the negative anti-supernatural people that are out there. Yes. Yeah, guys, don't just enjoy it. Don't let people tell you what to like. If you enjoy this kind of thing, just enjoy it, because this is the kind of stuff that Jeff and I talk about every single week on our show, and the favorite moment stuff. This is mark out moment stuff. So that just enjoy it. Just put a smile on your face, enjoy it, and don't worry about what like Jody is right now. Don't worry about what the naysayers on Twitter are going to say, because no matter what is going to happen, they're going to hate on it anyway. If honest to God, if like Bray ended up in one of those person's house, literally set them on fire, punched them in the face, whatever it was, it would still suck. So, I mean, that's that. You're not gonna ever convince. Like if Dave Meltzer, if the Fiend went to Dave Meltzer's house, appeared in a puff of smoke out of his basement, came out, gave him 2 6-packs of beer, a hoagie, sat down, had dinner with him, and then snapped his finger and disappeared, Dave Meltzer would still say it sucked. So that's just it. I mean, that's what.
Unless it happened in Japan.
So that's what it's going to be. They're always going to say it sucks. So don't look at it, watch it for yourself, and just enjoy it like Joey does. My rant is over now.
I do want to say something, Joe. WWE is not a fan of intergender matches. So if there's an Alexa Randy match at Fastlane, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. And the thing is, Brandy, you're right. You don't see that happen very much. But again, with the fact that the fans still aren't back, you can still end up having matches, at least for a little while. When WrestleMania comes about, Meltzer would be in his AEW pajamas. Yes, he would be. He would be snuggling his Young Bucks figures. Oh my goodness. Yes.
He'll have a Kenny Omega pillow.
Yes. Kenny Omega pillow. Yes. The Don Callis and Kenny Omega poster of the two of them with the bulging chests and Yep. Am I freezing again? What is going on? I am freezing.
You was.
You were.
What is going on? My internet? Okay. All right, guys. Well, listen, there you go. So that is our preview show for Elimination Chamber. I hope that you will all remember to join us tomorrow. We will be back at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow for the Elimination Chamber. We will be streaming it. We will all be here. So come on over, and we promise that we will mark out and not berate you for supernatural stuff happening on a show and ruin it for you. So am I in WandaVision? Maybe I am. Maybe I am. I was watching it yesterday, so maybe I am. So yes. So again, final thoughts, guys. Go ahead, Jeff.
Gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited, ready to see it. So
yes. Yep, absolutely, man. The show looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and whatever, we're going to be waiting for that last match. So awesome. Yes, Tazzy, go ahead.
I'm excited. I'm starting the party early. Don't forget about the tailgate party. So we're going to have fun all day long. I'm excited.
Don't forget to join Tazzy for his tailgate party. So there you go. Don't forget about that. Sunny Wolf says WandaVision is made. It is. Yeah, I love it. Big reveal on the show this week. All right, Brandy, what are you thinking for tomorrow?
I'm excited. I'm happy to be the voice that comes out of nowhere.
The voice from the sky is Brandy. Yes, awesome that we have Brandy back. So good to have you, and good to have Tazzy's looking up at the ceiling right now to see where you're coming from. So yes, all right, Jody, what are you thinking?
Expect lots of shenanigans. Make sure you are on Puppet Watch. And I think tomorrow night we are going to laugh a lot.
Yeah. Yes. Let's hope we're not laughing at my face being stuck in the vast of locking up somehow or some way. Yes.
I was gonna say, is it that cold in Pennsylvania that you're frozen?
That I'm frozen? It is. It's like 22 degrees outside right now. So yes, it is. Thank you, Joe, Jeff, Jody, Tazzy, and Brandy for an awesome stream. Thank you for the donation, Dan. Really appreciate that, my friend. Thank you very much. All right, guys. Well, there you go. That is it for us for tonight. We hope to see you all tomorrow at 6:45. Like Jesse said, yes, if you are new to our channel, please make sure you subscribe and you hit that like button on the video before you leave tonight on your way out. And yes, we will be back tomorrow night, 6:45. Make sure you come back over and join us tomorrow for what should be an exciting pay-per-view. So, like we always say, guys, enjoy the rest of your night. Stay safe, and we hope to see you all tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. See you soon.